Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Angry K9 and we are back on my island hanging out with my horse. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but K9, you left that island behind in the Unnamed Server's old world. Well, you're right. We did. But I'm going to start back on my Echoing the Great series. And this is my island that I had built in the Unnamed Server's old world. And it's got all of my stuff here, and I've decided to go ahead and import it into the world, along with the work that I've already done in Echoing the Greats on Monkeyfarm's second world LP base recreation, and that is where we are going to go right now. Now, the only thing I took out of the old world was this island here and all of the stuff that I had on it, and I also took Monkeyfarm's second world recreation that I've done so far, as much of it I've got done so far, and I've imported both of them into a brand new map generated in version 1.7.2, and I need to go due south to get to where I need to be. Now, I have not set up a portal, and I also did not take the end farm or anything. All I took was the island, and I took Monkeyfarm's base that I'm working on, the recreation so far. So everything is as it was on the last day of Season 1 of the Unnamed LP. But this is no longer the Unnamed LP. This is now Echoing the Greats. So from this point forward, I'm going to be doing this as a single-player world. Have been off for a while. Had some trouble deciding how I wanted to do it, whether I wanted to continue it on the new world on the Unnamed server, or if I wanted to do it as a single-player thing. And I have decided that I'm going to stick with a single-player thing, for the simple fact that if for some reason we do need to restart the world again, I don't want to have to go through all the trouble of importing everything, coming up with a new seed, etc., etc. So it'll just be easier doing it this way. Now, this particular map seed that I'm using is one that I selected very carefully. I checked out a lot of seeds until I found one that was just right. I needed one with a spawn area that was in the middle of the ocean, so that I could import Faraway Isle right there, and that way if something happens to my bed, I will always spawn on my island and I'll never have to worry about being lost. And I also wanted to find a stronghold that was completely surrounded by water for another project that I'm going to work on, and this map does indeed have one of those as well. So we have everything we need here to continue Echoing the Greats. Now, this particular base, if you followed this series at all before, you'll know that I did a lot of work on it, and I had gotten pretty far as the actual structure goes, but I didn't really do a whole lot as far as any of the stuff inside. And let me go ahead and put on my armor while I'm at it. And I've got some obsidian here because I'm going to make a portal, and that is the goal of this episode. But anyway, we're going to run in here and take a look. Bring back some memories here. Remember the storage area I did in the last episode as a big time lapse, and it worked out fairly well. Had all kinds of problems with it. Made several mistakes, I should say, but I did get it all straight, and I've compared it to the actual world download, and it does indeed match. And all of the signs are labeled exactly as they are in the world download, as it was that he made available to the general public. So if you were to download his world right now, this area should match exactly. And another thing is the viewing area over here. When I imported this, I had cut off the bottom of this area here, so I had to re-import it and start over again with the import. But I've got it figured out, and so everything is as it was, as it should be. So everything here still looks the same. Now, out here in this area is going to be a little bit different because we go, I don't know, maybe about 8 or 10 blocks, maybe 20 blocks out that way, and then we just run into a deep drop off in the sea in the new maps 1.72. As you know, the oceans are a lot deeper, and the bottom is nothing but gravel. So we're probably not going to be able to build some of the underwater structures that he had out that way, but it is possible that I might use a lot of this extra cobblestone and dirt that I still have here to go ahead and build that area up so we can at least do the little shop area that he had there with the villagers. But we'll have to look and see if we can do that. Other than that, everything is exactly as it was when we left it. Exactly as it was when we changed out the old Unnamed Server world for the new world. I have moved everything over into that storage area except for all this cobblestone here. And that dirt. And I've got probably 3 double chests full of cobblestone and 3 full of dirt over there. Anyway, got all kinds of those materials, and I still have to dig out all this center area right here. So we're going to have a lot more to come. So today's goal is to just get a portal built over here. And I'm not going to put it in here. There is an area, and I'm not sure where, but there is an area in this base that would normally get the portal. And we will do that eventually. But what I want to do right now is just get this portal set up over here somewhere in a temporary location and probably put it right over here so that I have a way back and forth between Faraway Isle and this base. And as you can see, the area I put this into was not exactly a plains area, which is where he built it originally. And I have done some manual work over here after importing it through MC Edit to try and make the area look somewhat natural. It doesn't look too awful bad, I guess. You can definitely tell that there was something different here, but it's okay. Probably could dig a lot of this extra dirt here out, and this area here obviously doesn't look very natural. And that over there is kind of flat, but for the most part, it turned out okay. It's really no big deal because all we're really concerned about with is what's in the base itself. Out here, probably not going to do a whole lot of work on anything out here. Might be a couple of things we put out here. I'm not really sure. But all I am really concerned about is everything inside the base. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a quick peek down there. I don't know how well you can see, but there's that big sinkhole that I was telling you about. If you can see that on video, it looks like about maybe 10 or 15 blocks, and then it just drops. And it was kind of, I guess, a bad place to put this. But, yeah, well, it works where it's at. And you can see some of the remnants of the import there, that flat wall there. That all came with the base from the old map. I had to kind of go out so that I could copy in this top area here. And I just went around, planted a couple of trees, hit the grass here with bone meal to try and make everything look a little bit natural. And I think it turned out alright. I did kind of get lucky and have this little alcove here so that I could keep my boats there, and I did pick it up. But could put it there. Yeah, I didn't want to jump into it. Put it there and leave it there, and hopefully it won't get away. But once I get the portal in place, that isn't going to matter. So now we need to decide where I want to put the portal, and I was thinking I'm probably just going to do it right up here. So we'll just put it right up top here. And wherever I put this portal, I need to make note of the coordinates because I'm going to have to do a little bit of mathematics, and then I'm going to have to find the appropriate place in the nether. Now I have already been into the nether. Did I do that right? Yeah. I have already been into the nether, and I do have a portal in there from the island. And you know what? I shouldn't have lit that yet. Let me turn that off. Anyway, I have been in the nether from the island, and I put a little cobblestone box around the portal over there because it spawned in kind of a rather precarious place. A tiny little chunk of netherrack out over a lava lake sitting down toward the bottom of the world, right almost at lava level. And I really wanted to go up into the bedrock or the sky area, and that didn't work out. So anyway, we've got that portal there. Let me get these coordinates. It's starting to get dark. Want to make note of these coordinates, -189, and let me get something here so I can write that down. I've got a little notepad here. Always keep one right by your computer. They always come in handy. So the x coordinate is -189, and I don't worry about anything after the decimal point. The Z coordinate is 842. So I'm going to have to divide those two coordinates by 8, and that will tell me where I need to put the portal in the nether. So I'm going to do that real quick, and I'm going to head on into the nether and set the portal up over there. And when I come back, we'll be ready to step through, and hopefully we will end up right where we need to be. Alright, here we are in the nether, and you can see I've got this little cobblestone box with some iron bars up, sitting out over the lava lake. And I've been throwing some torches down in the area here. Not that that's going to stop pigmen from spawning, but at least it marks the area. And this is something I just kind of threw together. I wasn't really looking for anything to look cool. I just wanted to protect the portal from the ghasts. And I dug these steps up here because I want to dig up into the air up there. And eventually I want to move that portal up there, and I'll build some kind of nether hub up there. Just don't really want to do it down here. Not that it really matters. I can do it pretty much anywhere I want to. It doesn't matter. Being in a single player world, I have all kinds of freedom that I don't normally have on the server. So what I need to do is I need to get to location -23, and Z is 105. So we got to go that way and in that general direction. So over that way is the way we need to do it. So I will go ahead and let's see here. Is that right? Yeah. Over in this direction. So 105. If I don't fall in the lava, I'm going to go ahead and drink this potion just to be on the safe side. Can never be too careful in the nether. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and dig up, and away. And since I do have a potion, I'm going to do what you're not supposed to do in Minecraft and dig straight up. And the reason why you're not supposed to do this is because you never know what's waiting for you on the other side, but we're going to do it anyway. And I probably shouldn't do this since I don't have that other portal up there, but this will give me the opportunity to move it. I want to get almost all the way up to bedrock. See, that's why the potion comes in handy, and that's why you're also not supposed to dig straight up. So now we're going to have to deal with flames. Let me turn this off for now. And we'll just keep going. And going, and going. There we go. I think I have fire resistance on something here. Yeah, fire protection on my chest plate. Now, you might be wondering why I went ahead and imported this island with all of my tools and all of my ore and all the materials that I already have instead of just starting over from scratch. And I think that the answer to that would be pretty self-explanatory. The idea of this series is to recreate some of my most favorite builds from some of my favorite Minecraft YouTube Let's Players. And I really didn't want to spend a whole lot of time having to start all over from scratch, doing all the grinding, collecting materials, building up a base, and everything else. So I figured I would go ahead and bring the island. It's actually a great base, and I've always liked it. It's one of the favorites that I've built, one of my favorites anyway. So I figured, I'll go ahead and bring it. And it works better than having to start over from scratch. So that's pretty much why I did that. And I didn't really want to spend a whole lot of time doing this kind of thing. But I just wanted to kind of get you back into the series. Kind of pull you back in a little slow. Just show you that we are getting set up and that we are indeed starting this again. Okay, so we are at the bedrock level now. I think that's probably the highest level there. So we'll go ahead and go with this. And let's see. Now I need to get myself to... Where do I need to go? Again, I need to go to -23x, which is in this opposite direction. This is not too hard here. And I probably should have kept this marked. It was somewhere in that area. I'll just go ahead and dig down there. What do we have here? Nothing fancy. Let's go ahead and fill that back in. What's the old saying? All holes lead to adventure. Well, I saw a hole, or at least I thought I did. Okay, so we are on track here. Almost there. And there is a little bit too far there. And one more right here, -23. And the other way, we got to go to 105, which I believe is this direction, right? So we are almost there. Oh, yeah, okay. High efficiency pick. Another rack. And I might be too high. And there is 105. Dig down a couple of levels here so that we can put the portal in place. And if this works out, we should come out in the portal right by the island. Now, I did go ahead and light it right after I cut the recording. So we should be all good to go as long as this works out. So I think that should be low enough. So we'll go ahead and start making room for the portal here. And I'm not being particularly fancy here. I don't care what this looks like. We'll make it look pretty later. So now let me get the obsidian, and I brought that cobblestone just in case. Doesn't look like I'm going to need it. I think we have to go ahead and do it at least this normal size. I know we can do different size portals now, but I think it has to be at least, I think the minimum size it can be is the size that it used to be, which is, what is it, 3x2? So, yeah, anyway, okay, so there's that. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Bring this right across the top. And like I said, I'll make all this look fancy schmancy pantsy later. And I didn't want to do that. Take that out of there. Blink. What I meant to do was that. And I think I put... And just so I don't feel so claustrophobic here, let me knock a few of these out. There we go. Those two. That one and that one. And we can worry about the rest of that later. There we go. And right to this corner. Okay, now I'm happy. Alright, we'll worry about the rest of that later. Let me go ahead and light this goofy thing. And with any luck, this is going to bring me out where I need to be. Hopefully right there at the island. Or should I say Monkeyfarm's base, not the island. Although that would be nice, but that's not where we're going. So let's see where this thing takes me. I have my sword ready just in case. And if I did this right, we are in the right place. Awesome. So that worked out. So let me turn that off. So now I can sail back to the island, and I can move that other portal up there, where I can just go through there. And I got to figure out what the coordinates are of that one too, so that I can move that up into the ceiling and away from that lava lake, and we'll be good to go. So yeah, nothing to it. Piece of cake. It's always pretty easy to link up those portals. Just build one where you want to go, get the coordinates, then light it. Don't go through it. Go through another existing portal and just dig your way to it. You got to divide the portal's coordinates by 8. That'll tell you where you need to put it in the nether, and that's a piece of cake. So let's take a little swim. Woohoo! Down the little waterfall. Hi, chicken. Those chickens came with the import. I didn't think it would bring entities or animals or whatever in, but it sure did. So that's pretty cool. Another thing is I was going to do this series using Monkeyfarm's modified John Smith texture pack, and I do still intend to do that. I just don't have that installed right now for 1.72. I think he just updated it, so I will be updating to that, installing it, and setting it up. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff over here and just keep it over here. I'm not really sure. I could probably spend all day looking for these things. Nether items. Alright, that works. Put that quartz in there too. And I think that's really all that we have. We get some cobblestone, some dirt, which I think I brought from the base. I don't think I have room for it over here. Well, I guess I do, don't I? Just put it right in there. Just 4 blocks anyway. I think the cobblestone will go up there. Alright, so we are good to go. So yeah, that's going to do it for this episode, I believe. In the next episode, we are actually going to get started on working on this recreation. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if I'm going to move that portal into its official portal room, or if I want to do the brewing area, or if I want to do the enchantment area. I think he had both of those combined into one, actually. Over here, I think he had access to a mine, so that might be something that we can set up for the next episode, because even though I did bring all of my stuff with me and I have over 100 blocks of diamond ore, I'm sure I'm going to need to do some mining still. I've got a lot of coal, a lot of iron, a lot of diamond, a lot of resources altogether still, but I have a lot of other projects planned for this series, and I am going to need to continue to restore all of that stuff, to replenish it. And that chicken, I believe that chicken was there when I was doing this on the Unnamed Server. He had got down there, and he is still there. And I just can't bring myself to shoot him. It's tempting, but I think I'll leave him alone. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I sure do appreciate it. Hope you're happy that this series is back. I'm certainly happy that it is. And hopefully we can continue with it and keep recreating all kinds of really neat things built by some of the great YouTubers. Monkeyfarm, BWO, Doc M, Biffa, and who knows who else might be featured on Echoing the Great. So yeah, please feel free to hit a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment if you want to. And we will see you next time.